in Wizard World Comic Con 2017. I'm standing here with Greg Wright from Source Point Press. Thanks for talking with me, Greg.
Oh, thanks so much. I'm glad to be here.
We've had you on the show before to talk about Monstrous. I think issue 1 was coming out when we last had.
Yeah.
And now it looks like you got 4 out here. So
yes.
let's touch on that really quick. What's happening in the world of Monstrous?
Oh, big stuff. We've got the trade paperback here, the collection of Monstrous, and each of them is a standalone story, but they're all collected in one here. It's basically set in Frankenstein's Europe with steam-powered robots fighting monsters. All the classics are here: Count Dracula, Dr. Frankenstein, his monster, zombies, Igor doing tech support on brains and jars. There's all kinds of lots of fun in here.
What more could you ask for?
Really? You can't. So, but
we'll touch on some of these other books you have in your hand we haven't seen yet.
Yeah, I've got Holliston here. This is my newest one. It's based on the TV show by Adam Green, and basically it's 4 broke horror filmmaker friends finding a cursed credit card that threatens to destroy them, destroy their friendship, and destroy the town of Holliston itself.
That could translate very... You said it's already a movie?
No, it's a TV show. Television show, yes.
Say, that sounds like a TV show. Very cool.
Yeah, it got written up in Entertainment Weekly.
Really?
Yeah, and we got giant monsters, killer robots, and kids from Cannibal Fat Camp. There's lots of horror references in here for people. He walks into a shop at one point, and in it, everything on the walls is a reference to a different horror, pop culture, sci-fi kind of movie.
Mask
the Predator
Freddy's
mask.
Glove.
Yep, exactly. The box from Hellraiser. So there's really something in there. Yeah, lots of little Easter egg references and stuff like that. People are loving this. So I put in jokes, Steve Sharp put in jokes, Josh Werner put in jokes. Nice. Everybody put in a little something there. So it's a lot of fun. And Adam Green himself writes a glowing review at the very beginning of it. He writes an introduction and has wonderful things to say. And this was so successful, we've got a follow-up coming called Holliston Carnival of Carnage. And it's going to be a lot of fun as well.
That's a good title.
Yeah. So the carnival comes to Holliston and all hell breaks loose, as happens with carnies, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Now another book here we touched on. I think maybe we saw a preview when we talked about Wild Bullets on the show. What's happening in that universe?
Wild Bullets, we've got a follow-up coming later this year. The first one was a Thanksgiving story. The second one is a Christmas story. Eventually we're going to have a New Year's one, collect them all and call it Homicide for the Holidays.
There you go, nice.
And for those who don't know, Wild Bullets follows the Bullet family. Each one of them takes a turn telling the story, and when they do, a different artist takes over in a different style and genre. So there's a crime section, sci-fi, horror, and adventure, all in a sort of pulpy mishmash murder mystery on Thanksgiving.
A little bit of everything for everyone.
Yes, exactly.
Nice.
Except you wouldn't want to be at the Thanksgiving dinner because bullets are flying both literally and metaphorically.
Sure. Now, one thing I wanted to touch with you on really quick, right over here, was create your own comic book comics as
absolutely.
well. I thought that was a great idea.
Yeah, this is a wonderful thing. People love this. They've got, it walks you through the steps of creating a male superhero and a female superheroine, and then it has pages with the panels laid out. This is a lot of fun for kids of all ages, and we have on our website, people have the opportunity to email us their work, and then we will digitally publish it right there, and so then they can have one of their first publications up on our Facebook and the website and everything like that.
So not only providing entertainment for comic readers, but helping the comic artist who wants to get into the business started.
Absolutely, yeah. A branch of Source Point Press is the Michigan Comics Collective. That's who puts out Wild Bullets. So we're always about helping people get a foot in the door and getting a hand up and things like that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's a lot of fun, and it's really cool because it enables us to meet people, like I said, of all ages, and it's cool to get kids involved and getting them doing their own thing and thinking about, there's not really anything more mystical than just doing your idea and making it happen.
Right, that's awesome, man. Well, I got to give it to you guys. We've watched Source Point Press grow over the last couple years, and you guys are just keep getting bigger.
Yeah.
And you guys are bringing on Bob Sally.
Yes. Yep. Bob Sally. He's coming on with the Salvagers and Shelter Division. I'm just going to get a quick roll start here. In Shelter Division, they've got like a salvage unit. I'm sorry. Whoops. No. Shelter Division, you've got like all sort of the urban conspiracy theories, all the different cryptids and things like that working together. And in Salvagers, you've got a salvage crew. It's kind of like Guardians of the Galaxy in some ways. It's really cool.
We are big fans of Salvagers ourselves.
Oh, you love Salvagers?
Oh, yeah. Love it.
Wonderful story.
Everyone, head over to Source Point Press. all the information you need right here.
One last thing.
Sure.
Rotten Tail just wrapped up getting shot, made into a movie.
That's right.
We're in post-production right now, and it went really great. It's starring Corin Nemec, who was Parker Lewis on the Parker Lewis Can't Lose TV show.
Wow, really?
Yeah, he's starring as Rotten Tail.
So, how far out is this movie, and how can viewers check the movie out?
Oh, there's all kinds of stuff about it online right now.
Okay.
So in Facebook, in Twitter, and YouTube clips, things like that. Also, the cool thing about this is we're probably going to be doing an announcement about it this Easter, because it's an Easter bunny, right?
Seems fitting, right?
Yeah, it's a giant mutant Easter bunny who goes on a killing spree in the town of Easter Falls. So it's a big, dumb midnight movie that knows what it's doing and is not ashamed of it.
And I can't wait to see it.
Oh, it's going to be crazy
It's
great.
going to be amazing.
Yeah, and so yeah, that's something that's really cool. This is by David Hayes and Kurt Belcher, and we've got a number of people in movies in that. So we've wrapped this up, and hopefully that means we got more projects in the works that are hush hush for now.
Oh, really? Big secrets.
Yeah,
Awesome.
very exciting
Looking forward
stuff.
to that too, man.
All right,
Greg, always a pleasure.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it, Jeremy.
And everybody, once again, all the information for checking out Source Point Press right here behind me. Thanks again, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am here with Joe Dragunas, author and artist behind the Sires of Time. How you doing today, sir?
Good. Great intro. Thank you.
Hey, well, I do what I can. Now, the first thing that caught my eye walking by here is just the absolutely awesome, striking art style you've got here. It's got an almost Gustav Doré, Albrecht Dürer wood engraving kind of thing. Can you talk a little bit about your inspiration for this style?
Well, you named two of the major guys. My thing with war artwork is I want to have as much detail as I can in there. Like, I want you to get your money's worth. If there's so many people here to buy artwork from, and if you chose me above all the others, then I at least want to give you, like I said, give you your money's worth. But yeah, a lot of my influences, like Dürer and Doré, like you said. There's another guy named Heinrich Goltzius, around the same age. He's a big influence. But I just really like line work, and I like black and white work. And a lot of times, especially nowadays, in Photoshop days, the only place to find line work like that is to look back, 200, 300, 500 years into the past. So I'm trying to sort of bring some of that line work back into the mainstream.
Sure. Well, as a guy who's like totally obsessed with this whole style of artwork in that time period, I'm a fan already. Can you tell us a little bit about what went into the story you're crafting here? What brought you here?
Well, the thing is, so like again, going back to like Doré and Dürer and a lot of that Renaissance, medieval, not Dark Ages so much, but right around when the printing press was invented, a lot of that woodcut look. There's a lot of knights, and I wanted to draw knights. So I came up with a story, an Arthurian story about these three knights that sort of travel through time, putting Excalibur back together. So that way I got to draw knights, but because they can sort of time hop, I get to draw all of these other eras. So as an artist, I'm never bored. So if I had to draw the story just in England, eventually I'm going to get bored of that. So if they go from England to China to ancient Egypt to the Aztec Empire, I get all of these different, artistic influences with backgrounds and with hieroglyphics and with, like the Mayan ruins, but I still get to draw an engraving style with the knights and everything. So that way I kind of wrote the story around what I wanted to draw, and then it all goes downhill from there. So
That's fantastic. You've got the motivation built in. You finish one time period, you can move on to the next.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
What are your plans moving forward with this comic?
Well, I have this first volume done now. I'm working on the second volume, and I have 3 written in total. So I already have the whole story written. Just have to draw it. That's the hard part. Like, it took me 2 years to draw the first one. I gave myself a 1.5-year deadline for the second one, and then probably another 1.5 years for the third one. And then I've got my next 10 projects planned out. But drawing is just, there's no shortcuts. It's just time at the table. There's no, if you take a shortcut, then the artwork suffers. And I don't want to do that. It's not fair.
Well, it really stands out, the work and attention to detail you put into this, and I think the level of craftsmanship workmanship.
Oh, thank
if you'll pardon how baroque that term is, but it really shows, and you've got something really incredible here. Where can people reach you to find more of your work?
Well, I mean, the only thing I ever update, because I'm not too tech savvy, is Instagram. It's just JM Dragunas, at Instagram. And then through there, I update Tumblr and I update Facebook, and I have an online store that I should update more. But usually this just as Instagram is where I update that probably once every 2 days. I put something new on there, and I do have a Patreon as well that I update once every probably 4 days and that one I only update it with comic pages, so that way you can kind of see a whole page preview before anyone else.
Awesome. Well, you heard it here, everybody. Go to JM Dragunas. You can find him on Instagram, where we update frequently. Patreon. The art, I know you're going to hear this as pure audio, but there's really nothing I can say to do this justice. And we'll be putting up links, Twitter, Instagram, the works. So, Joe, I want to thank you so much for talking with us. Keep up the good work.
Thank you very much. And I like that pen.
Appreciate it. Got to stay true to the motherland.
That's right. Now I'm on the list.
Both of us. All right, man. Enjoy the con. Thank you again.
Yeah, you too. Thanks.